Hi there, I'm Shah from Charlie's Angel Tarot on YouTube and Buddayadvies on Facebook and Charlie's Angel Tarot on MeWe. I'm going to do the fourth card of the Mythic deck. This is a deck and it's brought back by Juliet Sherman Burke and Liz Green, and they have a vision which I quite agree with, that the tarot decks have been changed over the centuries. Actually, every tarot deck changes because the people that are the artists, they depict it the way they see it, and that's how you can translate it. And I love this deck because you can see so many different things here. And this is basically based on the Greek gods, the Roman culture, and the pagan's point of view or lifestyle. And it can be pretty heavy, so please forgive me if I don't explain it properly, but it can get very deep because of the mythology behind it and the philosophical ideas and visions. Well, this card is the Emperor, and the Emperor is number 4, and he also he's the mature man with blue eyes. You can see that. I hope you can. He's wearing a golden crown, and you can also see the thunderbolt. He's got a purple robe edged with gold. You can see that the gold around his neck. And his right hand holds a thunderbolt with 3 lightning bolts. In the left hand, he's holding a globe. That's the world. The world is your oyster. The eagle that's perched on his left shoulder, that stands for vision and the power and the aggressiveness. At the back of him you see snowdropped mountain peaks, and that means that's translated in this, that you as high, you could fly over the mountains and you have a different perspective. And that he stands for the hearth, friendship and protection, fatherhood. The thunderbolt of Zeus symbolizes power, not only grandeur, but also it lightens up the sky or the dark place, so that you can, in my vision, you can also, like when I read the cards, then I say it's an advisor. So he will shine a light on your path through advising you. It gives you another perspective, like a father figure. He also, the mountains also means that he represents the mental and spiritual heights. He rises above bondage of the body and limitations of nature, because he can soar like the eagle. He can soar above the mountains. And Scorpio, yeah, the color sky is also air, and that means also communication, which he does as an advisor. Zeus is the god of inspiration and sudden creative vision. Lightning symbolizes his revelation of the truth. Zeus was the king of gods, and the Greeks called him All-Father, so he's Father Earth. He's the creator of gods and men. Now I'm going back to number 4. This is card number 4, which is Scorpio. You will see that he stands for the astrology sign Scorpio, and Scorpio is also, their definition is energetic, passion, exciting. And Zeus also stands for discipline and temperance and masculinity and stability and strength and structure and organization, because he didn't agree with the laws of his father, so he changed it by overpowering his father. and made his own laws and his own organization, his own world. He stands for safety, like father figure does, and security. And well, that's some of the aspects of Scorpio as well. They love passion. They are the sexiest sign, they say, and that's their symbol. And a lot of astrologers don't like the Scorpios because they are driven by desires and mysteries. Because it's also the most mysterious sign or secretive sign in the zodiac. They can spot BS like no other. They don't stop if they want to seek the truth, so they don't stop at anything to get to the truth. Okay, he's sitting on a throne here. Usually that is so. You see him. He's a traditional man. He is also a good man. He can delegate very well, so he's also very good in business, like a man should be. So I'll tell you a little bit more of the emperor and Zeus himself, because he's the father figure. He's the partner to the empress. So the empress is body because she gives birth, and he's more spiritual. He believes in tradition, so you can also see him as the head of the spiritual world. Zeus was the youngest son of the Titans Kronos and Rhea. And Rhea, you remember when I told you in one of the two cards before that Rhea was his wife, and she fed Zeus ate all the babies because it was said that he would be overthrown by one of the children that he would bear, and so that's why he ate all his children. But Rhea had the sixth baby, and she ran away to Acacia, or Acacia, and she gave birth in the cave, and that was the Fool, because the Fool is naught. And so she wrapped a big stone in a blanket, and when Zeus came to eat the baby before his eyes opened, she threw him the stone. He didn't look into the blanket. He trusted his wife implicitly. But Zeus grew up, and he was disguised as the cupbearer, and he made a potion, and he fed it to his father, and that made him violently sick. So he vomited or regurgitated all his children, and nobody was damaged. He had 9 children in altogether. He became the new ruler, and Zeus, when the children were regurgitated, he rebelled against his father, or he made a rebellion with his brothers and sisters, and he became the new ruler. Now that is the story of, that's the myth, the mythology, the story, the myth, the fairy tale of this card behind the emperor. And so he became king, and he took home on a mountain, Olympus. And then you can see the mountains. They've drawn mountains here to represent his home. Then, like I said, the symbols of power were the thunder and lightning bolt. And one of his children were Athena. That was the goddess of justice, because he made his own laws. And so he made her the goddess of justice, Dike, the goddess of natural law, and Moira was the god or the goddess of fate. And he had 9, he had, I think, 6 muse, and muse were patrons of the arts. It could be 9. His wife Hera, goddess of marriage and childbirth, was faithful to him, and they ruled a long time together. So the emperor image is fathering who embodies spiritual levels, ethical codes, self-sufficient, and he's driven to achieve goals, because a man stands for the father figure in the family. He stands for the advisor. He's also seen as the one that brings security and safety to the house by earning a living and reaching his goals. This card also therefore signifies the masculine side of us, because we've got feminine and masculine within us. Spiritual, this is the spiritual side of ourselves, so we can embody the faith, and through faith get to know ourselves and to reach our goals. And this is both true for men and women. Then we have the spiritual inside of us is depicted here as the Father within us. Also fosters self-respect because of this part of us which can take a standpoint from which to meet life's challenges. Zeus could be compassionate and championed the weak and the depossessed. But he could also be very angry and vindictive. When he became angry, he would use lightning and thunder. This is how he expressed his inner level, and he didn't take lightly if somebody broke the law. To the relationship with the inner father means to possess the sense of one's potency, one's capability to initiate ideas and make the ideas into practice, put the ideas into practice, and get the thing. Like if I want to make a couch, then I know that's an idea, then I have to put it into material, and that's meaning reaching a goal. So that is basically what the emperor means. He's the father figure, the advisor, your husband, your partner, the masculine side. If you're a woman, the masculine side. As to where the empress also has for the men, the feminine side. So it's actually basically growing older, being experienced, knowing the laws, knowing the way of life, following the rules and regulations of nature and of man-made rules, so that you can become mature and wise in order to bring ideas into practice. And then I would say he also has something from the hermit, because the hermit is always on a journey, all right? But this is the next step. You have the fool, then you have that doesn't know anything, then you have the magician. He's learned something and he's on his journey. He was given all the elements to get life experience, the knowledge, the consciousness, because the fool has no consciousness. Then you have the empress. She is the earthly side, giving birth, new beginnings. And then you've got the emperor, which has learned, and it's stage 4, and that stands for stability, discipline, safety, strength, the truth, security. And I hope you've liked this explanation of the emperor. And I would like to know your meaning or your reaction on the emperor. And the next card will be let me have a look. The Lovers is number 6. I think. What was number 6? I think it's the High Priestess. Emperor. Yes, it's the High Priestess. Some people might even say that this card is number 3 because the Fool is naught, and nobody counts a naught. So for some people it might be a 3, but I take it as a card number 4 from the Major Arcana. I hope you've liked this reading, and I hope to see you in the next episode, The High Priestess. Take care and have a brilliant day. Love you.